mamas, I'm Marissa. Welcome to my channel, More Mindful. This is my part 2 to my first video, which was me talking about my experience and my battles with postpartum anxiety. Alright, so in my first postpartum anxiety video, I was telling you about all the different circumstances that kind of built onto one another that led me to realizing that I was dealing with postpartum anxiety. Okay, and so, I got to a point where, like I said, I noticed that I would just be doing regular activities like cooking, and I'd be stirring the pot. Next thing you know, I'm stirring the pot, and I'm banging the spoon, and then boom, I throw the spoon. Other situations is that me and my significant other, we get into one of our spats like new parents do. Get into one of our spats and it's just like, I'm going off, I'm like, I'm going off. And next thing you know it, I like fall out because I'm just so frustrated and I don't know what to, how to express myself. I don't know how to communicate what's going on with me. And so I had like adult tantrums, like a temper tantrum for a child, but like as an adult, as a mama. And so I had times where I was ready to punch a wall. Y'all, I threw on the boxing gloves, okay? Let me tell you about it. I feel like every mama experiences, whether she's being sensitive or not, experiences a moment where she feels like dad just doesn't get it. And, he may say something out of the way that makes you feel like he is downplaying what it is that you do on an everyday basis. And so when you feel like your feelings are downplayed or you feel like what you do, your role is downplayed, you just be like, I'm about to knock him out. I'm about to knock him the fuck out. So I literally went and grabbed the boxing gloves, y'all. I was putting them things on, okay? And so he looking at me like, really? So it became like a 1-2-1-2 kind of thing, but I was going for it. And next thing you know it, I was actually really swinging. Like I really felt like I just lost it. And it was so crazy. I'm laughing now because it's kind of funny, but in the moment, I knew I was never going to actually hit him or anything. I never actually hit him, just a sidebar, because I did not condone any of that. It was just me and my frustrations because I wasn't saying how I was feeling. I wasn't communicating at all. You know what I mean? Like the bare minimum maybe, but I was just I was always so in my own head, in my own mind, trying to figure out what is going on with me. So that day that I threw on the gloves, I literally remember just feeling so depleted and so frustrated. And so I went at it, and I literally, when I was swinging, y'all, I didn't want to hit him for real by accident. And so I ended up jumping on him and I went Tyson, okay? I bit into him without actually biting him. Like, I did nothing to actually hurt him. It was just me and my frustration. I had enough control, even though I felt like I lost control. So, all seriousness, that was, like, significant. That's when I think he realized, like, okay, he was like, what's wrong? Like, so tender and loving at that moment, because that's what I needed. And I just started crying, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just remember crying so bad after he laid me down on the couch and was asking me what was wrong. So that's when catharsis really came into play for me. That's when it was like, all right, Rissa, no more games. Let's go out and let's journal. Let's scribe. Let's just sit in the car, listen to some 102.3 or whatever, and just chill, you know what I mean? So that brings me to my experience with ashwagandha tea, okay? So when my baby was, I don't know, 5 months or so, 6 months, 7 months, he was teething. At some point, around this time period, he was teething really bad. So he was waking up every night. And at the time, I felt like I had made a mistake because while he was teething, I had heard that breast milk produces some kind of like pain relief for the baby. And it seemed like it was very true because he would be experiencing discomfort and he would be crying. But as soon as I get him latched, it was almost like the suckling and that little bit of breast milk just helped him go right back to sleep. And then eventually I would put him back in his crib. Anywho, when he actually had teeth that came in, he started sleeping through the night again. Thank goodness, okay? What feels like, when you're a first time mom, everything feels like it's so long. It could be like a month or two. But like those 4 weeks, 6 weeks just feel so long. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. You know what I mean? But now looking back, it's like it probably didn't, it was a second, okay, in time. So, anywho, he started sleeping through the night again. I honestly loved that. That was great for me. I noticed that I was still waking up in the middle of the night. And I was like, damn, like what is going on? So my mind was racing. I was feeling anxious even when I was supposed to be relaxing and asleep and resting. Then all of a sudden, I don't know if it's the hormones or what, but all of a sudden the night sweats came back with a vengeance. Okay. Like the night sweats came back with a vengeance, y'all. I would wake up in the middle of the night and be drenched in like cold because I sweated, okay? And my sheets are soaked, my pillow is soaked, my head is soaked, like just everything. Night after night after night, it became something that I just kept going through. And I was becoming exhausted, honestly, from it. At some point, my cousin, my boy cousin, he called me just to check up on me. I'm a new mom and everything. He called me just to see how I was doing. And I was like, I don't know. I've been having night sweats. So he was like, why don't you try some ashwagandha root? I knew it was good for the night sweats and the anxiety and things like that. And my cousin was just kind of bringing all of this back to me. So I was like, you know what? I haven't tried it, and I appreciate you for telling me this because now I'm about to go and get some. I'm about to try it. So I went to the market, and I actually ended up getting some root powder. So, of course, I was like, how am I going to do this? Because they don't call it ashwagandha for nothing. It really is like ash, okay? It's like... So I had oat milk in the fridge. And I actually did like a 1/4 teaspoon of ashwagandha root powder and put it in that. And then, just mixed it up. The oat milk was nice and warm. So I was just in here at the table drinking my ashwagandha root powder tea. I remember committing to myself that I wasn't going to get on social media or watch movies or do any of that stuff 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour before I laid myself to rest. I came to recognize that, I was using a lot of these things as distractions, social media, watching old TV shows on my phone and stuff like that, just using it as a way to escape all of the racing thoughts in my mind. And so I just remember, and when I finished my cup, I was like, let me go ahead and lay down in the bed. Now, I think I did try to read a book or something like that. I don't know, but I just remember sitting there and I was like, oh, that tea is kicking in. Like, I remember sitting there, the book just started getting lower and lower and lower, and I was like, this feels so good. Ooh. I just remember feeling so relaxed, y'all. I was damn near high. Okay, I was high. Okay, like it felt so good. And I was like, let me put this book down because I need to taking all of this beautifulness. Like whatever I'm feeling, I'm loving it. So I just remember putting the book up on my little nightstand, and I just remember sinking down into the covers and pulling the covers up, and I was nice and warm and cozy, and I went to sleep. I just remember waking up and feeling so appreciative. And I knew that this was a new start for me. Like ashwagandha tea has got to be a part of my everyday routine. But what's also funny is I didn't sweat that night. I think I had a little trickle, but not enough to wake me up with the shivers, with the shakes. So that was another thing that I noted. One, I got rest. Okay, I felt like I was high, so that was benefit number one. Okay, benefit number two is that I got good rest. Benefit number three is that I really didn't have the postpartum night sweats that I started having and that I had become accustomed to having. And then four, by the morning time, I felt like I had rest, so I felt rejuvenated. It was really all a domino effect. Five, a lot more chill. Okay, a lot more calm. All right, I was chilling. I was like, he crying. Okay, let's do what we gotta do. Breastfeed, breastfeed. That actually brings me to my very last point before I knock out this video for the night. When I started doing ashwagandha tea, now that I'm remembering, I was actually sitting down with my significant other at this table, and lots of memories at this table, you know. I was sitting at this table, and I remember talking to him because, as I was telling you guys in my first video about my postpartum anxiety, I was in my head a lot, and I was just trying to figure out what was going on with me, and it was like I could never really express myself in words, you know, what was going on with me. And so when I started doing the ashwagandha tea, I remember literally at night after the baby was put to bed and he was safe and secure, we would both be sitting here at the table and we would just work on our communication. We would just really start talking to each other, and really, I would have my little tea, he might have some tea or something like that, and I literally just feel so relaxed that I was able to express some of the things that I was going through, that he was aware of, but maybe not really because I wasn't telling him, you know, or able to express it to him. And now that I was kind of in a better space, I was able to express myself. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I mean, that's all I got for you. If you have enjoyed this video, if you learned some things or you relate to anything, please like the video, give it a good thumbs up, comment down below some of your experiences if you're comfortable sharing, and subscribe to my channel because mamas, I will be coming with very real experience, very real narrative. And with that, I say thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and love.